Yo, what's good, YouTube? I'm back with another reaction video, and we got how Larry Bird's trash talking humiliated his opponents. I told you so. That's another one by Nick Smith. He did this video about 2 years ago, and I just seen on his page, so I was like, you know what, time to react to it. So let's get straight into the video, man. Subscribe if you're new, hit that like button, turn on that bell. We uploading every single day, and yeah, that's about it, man. Instrumental mixtape dropping June 23rd. But let's get straight into this video.
Here's a ridiculous Larry Bird trash talking story.
He wants every advantage, whether it be a technical advantage, a physical advantage, but more importantly, a psychological advantage.
I get a charge when I tell somebody on the opposing team that I'm going to hit the last second shot and then do it. That's what it's all about.
You know how great a player is based on what their peers say about them, their former teammates and their competitors. Players like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and of course the great Larry Bird are NBA legends, but it's not always because of the brilliance they displayed on the court. It's because of the stories and the debates that NBA fans still have decades after they retire. Not only have Larry Bird's teammates come out and praised him for what he did during his career, but players from other teams still continue to marvel at what he used to do on the court with countless stories.
Larry Bird.
He was ridiculous.
One of the greatest players to ever touch a basketball.
He's the best I ever played with, against, or anything I've ever seen.
Ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics.
He talked a lot of trash.
Bird was a bad somebody.
In other words, when the best of the best continue to talk and marvel about what you did on the court, it just shows how great Bird was compared to everybody else in the league. And there are so many stories about the trash-talking, hard-working legend that is Larry Bird. But these stories in this video sum up Larry Bird completely. Both stories include Larry Bird's famous line, "I told you so." And you guys seem to love these types of videos, where I include interviews and clips and piece them all up together to make a story. One story so you can follow and you get a clear understanding of what was happening during that time. In this video, we combined ESPN's 30 for 30 on the Celtics and the Lakers, and an open court segment recorded in 2018 where Chris Bosh asked Kevin McHale for a Larry Bird story.
Can you tell a Larry story? I haven't heard much of him, any stories about him talking trash, and he's so quiet.
Then later on in the video, we look at another story which includes Larry Bird trash talking Xavier McDaniel on the Dan Patrick Show, and also a documentary on Larry Bird. We combine all these interviews up together, and the story all flows together. You guys seem to love these videos, so I'd appreciate if you guys...
Oh, what interview is this, y'all? Y'all know what this is? Damn, I gotta find this one. Now, which one is this? Damn, I gotta find this one.
Could leave a like on this video to show your support. It literally takes 2 seconds of your time and it would really help my channel out. If you're new around here and enjoy these types of videos, feel free to subscribe. And lastly, I have plenty more videos just like this one on the channel for you to sit back, relax and enjoy. I hope you're all staying safe, and let's get it started.
Feels like every time we have somebody on who played against Bird, we always ask for their favorite trash talk story.
Anybody better than Larry Bird?
No, Larry's probably the best trash talker. And the best thing about Larry now? He's so buttoned down now. He's just like, I didn't do that. That guy lies. He was the best trash talker. And he denies everything.
Can you tell a Larry story? I haven't heard much of him, any stories about him talking trash, and he's so quiet.
Yeah.
It's just every other time, and I never got to play on the court or see.
Do you have a favorite Bird trash talk story?
But can you tell a story like something you
I'd say
remember?
there's a million of them, but one of my favorite ones is we're playing Phoenix and we're way ahead, okay?
The Celtics were playing the Suns, and
We're down in the old Saddle Dome that they had outside.
Right.
And Larry, we're playing good as a team. Larry has the worst fourth quarter known to man. I mean, he's throwing the ball to the other team. I'm like, good Lord, we had like a 15-point lead. Next thing you know, we're down 2. And I'm like, how in the world are we going to lose this game? Man?
So we have a play, out of bounds play. I'm taking it out, and Larry says, I'm going to bust off the play, and I'm just going to come out, and I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like...
And Larry says, I'm going to bust the play. I'm going to shoot a 3. And I'm like, Birdie, it's just getting to overtime. I'm going to Robert. Robert, we need to get into overtime, man. Try to get this ship.
Nah, look at Isaiah. I know Isaiah probably mad inside. He's just like,
Right, because we're sinking, man.
Celtics are down by 2 points, and Bird is out by the 3-point line, and he's being guarded by a guy named Johnny High. And Johnny High is sort of backing away from Bird. And Bird said, hey, Johnny, you better come up and guard me a little closer. I'm just going to get the ball and shoot a three, and game's over.
And Larry says, I'm going to bust the play. I'm going to shoot a three. So, Larry not only tells me that, he walked by the bench and says, typical Bird, he's just real slow.
So he tells the Phoenix bench, tells the coaches, yeah, I'm just fixing to bust a three on you guys and just go home. I'm tired of this.
Fixing to bust a three on your guys and go home.
And, Johnny High sort of smiles and laughs about it.
And so he breaks the play.
And then the ball comes into Bird. He just turns around and shoots a perfect three.
Shoots the ball. As the ball's in the air, he kind of turns towards the Phoenix bench and yells, told you so. He takes off running to the locker room.
Larry hits it. He looks at the bench and goes, told you so.
Unreal, man. As he's walking off, he puts an arm on Johnny High's shoulder and he goes, Johnny, I told you to come out and guard me.
That was Birdie. And he had the confidence, man. That dude had so much confidence. He talked to the coaches. He talked to everybody. He was talking trash all the time, man. But fun. Great competitor, man.
And I just started laughing. I was like, oh, man. It's just one of those ones where he just kind of, he has such supreme confidence. And it was just, but that's the one when you were back in and Larry went in and said, well, I won the game in the first three quarters, then I lost it in the third quarter, or the fourth quarter, excuse me. Then I won it at the end. He goes, my record tonight is 2-1. And we all just kind of laughed about it.
Larry Legend is simply remarkable. The fact that he not only told Kevin McHale that he would break up the play and shoot a three in his face, but the fact he also told the Phoenix Suns players and coaches, and then went on to actually do it. It just speaks volumes to how good Larry the Legend was, not to mention he also dropped 38 points and hit the game winner in that game. Larry was always one step ahead of the rest. He knew this and the NBA knew this, but it wasn't because he just was great, it was because he really worked hard to be the greatest at the time. It was Magic Johnson or Larry Bird. Larry Bird wasn't anything special either. He wasn't athletically gifted, he wasn't quick, he wasn't fast, he just put the work in. He was the guy that wanted to take the game-winning shot, and he practiced and practiced and practiced that, and that's what he eventually became. One of the clutchest players in NBA history, one of the best players in NBA history, and one of the best trash talkers in NBA history because he could back up whatever he said on the court. In an interview, he stated why he wanted to take the last shot, and what separates the best from regular NBA players.
A lot of players in this league that can score the first three quarters of the game, but you get down to the fourth quarter when you need a basket, you can separate the men from the boys. It's been like that, and it's always going to be like that. You're always going to have the guys that come up with the attitude that they can make the last shot or make the big play. I don't know what makes a player do that, just their competitive nature and their will to win. And if it comes down to one shot, I want to be the guy to take it.
And since we're on the topic of Kevin McHale and Larry Bird stories, here's one more, including a game winner in Xavier McDaniel's face. And saying the exact same thing, I told you so.
It was a tie game. They had the ball and DJ was stalling the basketball. And Larry was kind of standing outside behind him, like denying him the ball. And they called a timeout, and he turned around and looked at me and said, I'm going to score right here on you. And I said, I know you will. I'll be ready.
Tie game, 13 seconds to play. Celtics basketball.
During the timeout, I'm going through a play, and about that time, Larry steps in and says, Coach, why don't you just give me the ball and tell everybody to get out of the way? That's Larry. And when he wants the ball, he wants the ball. After the timeout, we walked back on the court, and then Xavier was guarding him. So he tells Xavier, he says, I'm getting the ball.
X, I'm going to get the ball right here, and I'm going to take a jumper right in the face. I'm going to make it.
And I said, I know I'm going to be waiting. And he said, I'm going to get it right here. I'm going to shoot it right in your face.
And then he gets the ball, takes the shot right in front of Xavier McDaniel, and makes the shot.
10 seconds. 5, and Bird has the basketball. Look out. Larry Bird, just phenomenal the way that
he came out and went right about that exact spot and shot a shot right in my face.
I just looked back, and the ball just went in, hit all net. And he said, I told you so.
And, he was like, I didn't mean to leave 2 seconds on the clock. He wanted to shoot it with 0 seconds on the clock. I walked back to the sideline like, damn.
You know, and X tells the story. He's like, he did exactly what he was.
That's crazy because in that story, I just heard him. I didn't know he said "I told you so." I just heard that he just said he didn't want to let 2 seconds on the clock. See, that's why I love doing these videos. So you learn something new all the time, man. I didn't even know he said "I told you so" in that one. That's crazy.
Telling me he was going to do.
There are so many stories of people saying that Larry Bird told me he was going to do this, and then he actually did it. This was just one of them, but I can make many more if you haven't seen them. Let me know if you've heard of these stories before. I doubt that many of you have heard the Phoenix Suns stories because you actually can't get any of that game on YouTube. So unless you go through documentaries and interviews, it's actually hard to find footage of what happened during that time, so I doubt many of you would have heard the first story. The second story of Xavier McDaniel is more well known, but still it's an amazing story with the same line, "I told you so." And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did and you enjoy these types of stories, I have plenty more on the channel. Be sure to hit that subscribe button and go on the channel to see if you enjoy any more like this. I'd really appreciate if you guys could drop a like. It takes 2 seconds of your time, and I'll catch you guys in my next video. I am out. Peace.
Yeah, shout out to Nick Smith, man. Shout out to Nick Smith, bro. Him and Young Gala definitely be having some good videos for me to react to. But yeah, man, that's about it. Leave your comments down below. Subscribe if you're new. Hit that like button. Turn on that bell, man. And yeah, I'm on to the next video, man. Deeply appreciate all the love and support y'all been showing me, man. And yeah, that's about it. Nothing else to say, really. Yeah, man, that's about it. Leave your comments down below if y'all got some videos y'all want me to do. Yeah, just leave them down in the comments. I definitely will do them, and I save them so I can add them onto my list. And yeah, we on the road to 100K. I said 100K, 1K. Oh, soon, right? Maybe, hopefully, you know, long on down the road we get to 100,000. But yeah, we on the road to 1,000 subs, man. But I deeply appreciate y'all. I love y'all, man. I'm out. Peace.